Hi guys, so today we're looking at a studio build that we did for ACTU. This studio build was a conversion from a large boardroom into a video studio. When looking at converting a room to a studio, we always look at the size of the space and what is already in there to kind of manage the expectations. So one of the things that this particular room had was these two existing poles as well as windows on this back wall. So the first thing we had to do was decide how we were going to lay out the studio and to see if we needed to address those issues. In this particular case, they want to be able to do multi-person green screen, full body, and so you could potentially shoot long ways, but then you're limited by width. So having a corner cyc was the best solution for that. Because of that, it meant that we had to block up the windows. So there was two windows and poles kind of here. So what we ended up doing was building an additional wall in front of those windows and blocking them out completely, allowing us to then have a flat surface to build the cyc on. The other wall here was pre-existing, so we didn't have to do anything there. We just built the cyc straight in. And the ground that was carpeted, we just removed the carpet and prepare the floor and paint it green to match the studio. On this side here, on the right hand side, you can see we've got this, let's have a look. We've got this background kind of system. So that's designed to allow them to have multiple colored backgrounds that can kind of come down. One of the questions we do get asked quite frequently is, why do you need backgrounds if you're shooting on green screen? And the truth of the matter is that green screen is great if you have the time and energy to actually remove the background. If you know you're going to be replacing the background with white or black or gray or some other color, and you're going to be doing that a lot, you're better off just getting the background that suits that color. That way you don't have to worry about that part of the processing task. The other thing that they wanted was another drop down with a media wall type of function. This is a pre-existing kind of mock-up that I used for Transport New South Wales. Just reversed it for their purposes, but that will allow them to do kind of just pieces of the camera with that in the background. Again, you could do this all in green screen, but if you don't have to, it just kind of helps reduce that editing time. As for lighting the green screen, so green screen is all well and good, but you need to light it evenly. It needs to be a very flat, even illumination. And so for that, we have track lights. So basically just a bunch of small LED panels that can be positioned to light the background, as well as some lights back here to light the back of the subject. And the reason that we light the back of the subject is so we can make sure that when we kind of looking at the subject, we don't end up with this kind of fluffiness occurring on the edges. So when you light the back of the subject, you basically change this from being a green fluffiness to being a white fluffiness. So it makes it a little bit easier when keying to kind of see that in action. To light the subject, we do have some ambient fill. So again, same track light system, just designed to give us an even distribution of light throughout, but as well as the actual, these represent the 1000C ultra soft LED panels, which are by color, dimmable and easy to control. Just to kind of show you, so this is kind of the mock-up that we sent to them, and this is kind of how we were kind of looking at the studio being built. We did have acoustic panels as well, but just to kind of show you the actual end result, you can see that kind of here. So you can see the acoustic panels up here on the ceiling. That's to help reverberation internally. We've got a whole bunch of the LEDs lighting the background, and again the backlights, and then these beautiful 1000C ultra softs on wheeled stands to make it easy to kind of move around, and you can kind of see that from a different angle just there. So this was an interesting studio build because it wasn't a pre-existing room that needed to be modified, but apart from that, it all went quite smoothly, and it came out looking very similar to the mock-up, which is kind of our goal. You know, once someone's kind of seen the mock-up and goes, you know what, that's exactly what I want. Ideally, we want to get it as close to that mock-up as possible. So again, we've got that background system down on that wall, as well as another one here for that media wall. And there you have it. So if you're interested in building a studio, or you want to learn more about studio builds we've done in the past, check out the other builds on the website or contact Dragon Image.